Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video we're going to be finishing up the build on the Limitless. I know definitely it's not the speed pass that you guys been waiting on the Infraction GT. That video is going to come up later on. Unfortunately, I had to have eye surgery. So with that said, we're gonna finish up the Limitless. We're gonna build it today, so let's get to it. All right, let's take this out. Let's move this stuff out of the way. ESC Receiver, and let's start with the motor. Let's put a little bit of Loctite. Okay, now we gotta put it here with this motor. I don't know if you can see it, but it hits this last screw here to go in. So we're gonna have to loosen up that screw first so we can get the motor in. And that's this one here. Now we can move it out of the side and slide the motor in. But besides that, we're also going to install the sensor wire, so we don't have to so we won't be able to do it later. Once we put the sensor wire in, we're going to put our pinion. Okay, we're going to go put our pinion in, and we're just going to slightly tighten it in place. Now we're going to slide our motor in. I'm going to leave it loose for the mesh. Now that we have it in place, we can align the gear properly. Tighten it up, and now definitely this is the part where we play with the mesh. Okay, that sounds all right for now, so we're going to tighten it up. Okay, we got our motor in, we got our mesh. We tighten up the motor mount screws. Now we're going to put the screw back that we took out from the bottom. All right. So we got our motor in, sensor wire, motor wires. Now we're going to go with the ESC and the receiver. I'm also going to show you guys the app that I use on the gearing, so we can get an idea of more or less what can we expect out of the system. There's definitely other things that get involved with the speed, like, you know, quality of battery, your driving style, etc. But you get an idea more or less of what you can expect out of the car. Well, we can actually do two pieces. There we go. And before we do that, let's take out this box. separator, we don't need it. Receiver. By the way, I use this Scotch double-sided rubber tape. Sometimes I have a hard time with that since I don't have long nails, so better if I use an X-Acto knife. There we go. Done. Much easier. I'm gonna put this one here. There we go. Now it's in place. If you're gonna use the AVC, and I don't think that it matters anyways. I always disable the AVC. I don't use gyro or vehicle control. So when we go to program it, I always disable it. Okay, screw is out. Let's run the servo wire first. Okay, and this is it's gonna go on the second one here for our steering. Now we're gonna bring the receiver antenna back. We're gonna insert it here into the antenna tube. I'm gonna put it back. We're gonna put the locking screw in there so the antenna doesn't go flying off, or the little antenna tube. Okay. Perfect. Now we can wrap this around. There's plenty of space in this box, so no big deal. Now we're gonna put the ESC. Nice and neat. Now we're gonna try and fit it. There we go. It's gonna be nice and tight. I don't think nothing's gonna move there. Here's the on and off switch. This is going to go to the receiver. And we don't connect the auxiliary wire, so basically it's going to be like this. And that's going to go in the throttle. And basically our wiring for the receiver is done. I can see I had double-sided tape for the on and off switch. We're going to take this one out. This is old. Okay. Now we're going to plug in our motor. So our motor's plugged in. We can fix the wiring afterwards. And now we should connect our sensor wire. Okay. Okay, and this does go like this. Let's just make sure we put it in nice and even. There we go. Done. So motor connected, receiver. I'm gonna pass this underneath here. You guys know that on the Infraction GT I use the PPS motor mount, and they also have a bracket, which I'm gonna have to order for this one, and the bracket holds the on and off switch right about there. So for now we're just gonna probably put it on top of the receiver box, but we're gonna order one of those mounts because it's nice and easy. Here, there we go. So next thing we need to do is get some batteries, bind the receiver, and test and make sure that everything's working properly. Okay guys, we got a battery. So let's get our battery in place, and this is gonna go right here. Okay, and what we're gonna do now is we are going to bind the receiver and calibrate the ESC. So let's get to it. Let's go here. Let's get a model select. Let's get a new model. Let's create it. Let's go into bind mode. And now we are going to turn on the system. We're going to press 3 times on the bind button to disable AVC, and then we're going to put it on bind mode. So let's go on. 1, 2, 3. It's blinking, so now it's in bind mode. Let's go bind. There, we found it. Hit arm. There you go. Reverse. Okay. So now the system is connected. Let's turn it off. And now we're going to calibrate the ESC. So that shouldn't be too difficult. We're going to turn it on. Castle creation, spectrum. There's always a delay in communication, so I know the book says that as soon as you turn it on, you should have your receiver in full throttle, but I've had experience with this system that you gotta wait a couple of seconds before you calibrate. So let's turn it on. Okay, let's go full throttle. There it is, you recorded. Now it's in red, full reverse. Okay, now it's in yellow, so we leave it in neutral. System restarted, and we're all set. Now forward, reverse, right, left. Perfect. Perfect. That went well. Let's turn it off. Let's turn off the transmitter. We don't need it for now. Let's disconnect the battery. We also don't need it for now. And I was going to, or I am going to show you the app that I use to get a a sense of what the system can do. And I use certain settings to emulate real life scenario. For example, this is an 8S system, but as you can see, I have it on 5S, and that could be because of a lot of issues. Your driving style, the way you pull the trigger, of course the voltage on your system, or how it sags. You can always put a 6S, 7S if you're more experienced. This motor is a 1650 kV. Right now I have it 27 pinion, and of course the Limitless brings a 34 spur. The differential is 1343, and these are about 100 millimeter in diameter tire. So basically there, with this type of setup, is telling us that more or less we should be doing 86. If we go to 6S, you got 103. I wanted to set this car up for about 120 miles, so I put a 32 pinion, and there, more or less, we should be in the 120 miles per hour with this car, with this setup. Could be a little bit more, it could be a little bit less. Like I said, your driving skills definitely makes a big difference, not just the battery, the motor, the ESC, etc. So this is what I use to kind of calculate speed on the car. So with that said, we're going to put the cover back on the receiver box. All right, let's shove in there, get that out of the way. I think that for now I'm just gonna have this tiny screw just hold it there. There we go, no big deal. On, off. And so now, just like with the fraction, we have to wait to run it, but basically the car is ready to run. Let's see if we can get to the 120 mile per hour with this setup. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next video.